Okay, so this is day 4, and I've got a wonderful question for you today. I think it's really powerful and will empower you. And it's just one thing that you have to do. However, for many of us, it's really tough sometimes. Remember, my journey on this subject was that if I did it, I let people off the hook. If I didn't protect myself, I'd get hurt again. And it finally took maturity, I guess, to really understand the power of forgiveness. So today, the question for you today is, what one person do you need to forgive for your own peace? Because ultimately, that's what it's about. Forgiveness is about us, it's about our peace, our wholeness, our fulfillment. But it's really, about our peace of mind. And so when we're holding on to the stories of how we were hurt and holding on to the stories of our childhood and how our parents treated us and how our siblings treated us, when we're holding on to that, to domestic violence situations or rape situations or child sexual abuse situations or situations where our parents disowned us because we were gay, we were lesbian, we were transsexual, transgender, bisexual, all of those experiences that come particularly hold that nugget for us to be able to forgive. And simply, at the very minimum, to forgive means for us to unhook ourselves from the situation emotionally so we get our power back, so we don't have so much power and anger and resentment wrapped up in the experience and the situation, because otherwise we still stay connected to it. So as I thought about this, I said, well, I fell madly in love with my mother after I found out that I very well wasn't her child and she adopted me. Still don't know the whole story. So forgiving her wasn't the issue. Forgiving my father wasn't really an issue. Forgiving her son with molestation, that was an issue because I was a young girl. And when you take a child's innocence, you don't get that back. You can't capture that again. It's so pure. It's so wonderful. I watch it with my son, his innocence, and how I say things and how he trusts me, and it's just his innocence. You don't get that back. So to be able to forgive the person who snatched my innocence, the person who robbed me of a sense of worth and value, really took me to task. I had to explore a powerful teaching that I'd come to like, which was Colin Tipping's radical forgiveness. And I like his because the underlying premise is that maybe, just maybe, those people came into this lifetime to play a particular role so that we could learn something incredible about ourselves. So basically, they carried a lesson for us. When I'm 8 and he's 30, I'm not clear about getting the lesson. But I could find forgiveness for just that very thing. He was a 30-year-old man, or less. He may have been 28, since there were 20 years between us. He just seemed so much older. That did not really want to take in a younger, I can't even say sibling, because we had never lived together, person, who really was his sister, if nothing else by family design, who had a resentment. And one way to express that resentment, and one way to express anger, and one way to get back at the mother who had pretty much orchestrated all of this was to hurt her through me. Whether he knew the extent of the damage could be done, I don't know. Whether he knew the precious gift of innocence, I suspect so. But to be able to stand and unhook myself from that experience, to take back my power from that experience, to be able to stand on that experience and recognize that I may have been a victim. I was 8 years old, I was 10 years old. but I am victorious. I may have been, excuse me, I may have been victimized, but I'm not a victim. I may have been victimized, but I'm not a victim. And so forgiveness actually came easy with that realization. Because as long as you're thinking you're a victim, as long as you're thinking that they're holding something and you're missing something or you're not good enough or you're less than because of it, it's difficult to forgive, and I understand. But when you can step into the fact that, sure, I get at 8, you're 28, you told me to lay down on the floor. You were the one that had all the information. I was in sheer terror. Sure, I looked around to see where I could run, what I could do, where I could go. There was nothing there. So I did what I was told to do. So I was victimized. But now, this day, in this moment, I am not a victim. And so, yes, I forgive him. And I stand on that experience to allow it to be the catalyst to help me transform the lives of other women on this journey. And hopefully to empower even some of you on this journey to find that one person that you need to forgive for your own peace, for your peace, and forgive it. Take back your power. Know that you are victorious. No, we won't get our innocence back in those kind of situations. If you are a woman and you end up in a domestic violence situation, you don't get that precious moment that you have that shifts when those experiences happen. Or if you're raped, you don't get that precious moment back. But there are other things that come that are just as precious, if not more so. So, to anyone listening that's been victimized, I want you to stand on the fact that you are no longer a victim and you no longer have to be a victim. You can be victorious, and forgiveness is a way for you to do that. So I invite you to leave your comments. This is about me. And what you're doing is about you. And let's create a community. It's safe. Create a community of support and encouragement, of understanding, of compassion, a community that's authentic, that's keeping it real, and that's walking on the journey toward getting happy. See you later. Bye.